piles of dead, bodies without number, people stumbling over the corpses, all because of the wanton lust of a prostitute.
Well, there you go, boys and girls. Welcome back to the Witching Hour podcast. You guys just got to see a little snippet of A Town Called Purgatory.
It brings back good memories. I never get tired of looking at that.
A little bit of a spooky Western. Great film, by the way. With me tonight, the mind behind the story, the writer of the story, the lead actors, Mr. Ken Arnold and Dan Deluca of Town Called Purgatory. Gentlemen, welcome back to the show. It's been a hot minute, and it's been a couple, 3, 4, 5 years now that I've seen you guys.
Jeez, has it been that long, Johnny?
Well, I think so. Yeah,
it was at your other premiere.
Holy moly!
Down in Annapolis that night.
That's
so
crazy.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
But we are here. I want to congratulate you guys on A Town Called Purgatory. Great story. Ken, I got to ask you, because the story originated in that mind of yours. So where did this come from?
Well, I had done a Western. It was a family Western. And, so we do a lot of horror stuff. You've seen our horror stuff, right?
Yeah.
So what I wanted to do was take the two and meld them and make it together. And I said, look, we need to come up with a good horror Western, small cast, one location. And, I gave Dan the general idea of what, I was thinking about. We had been watching a show, Skinwalker Ranch, and, learning about the Skinwalker on the History Channel and other, we did a lot of research, and the story came together, and Dan put it all together and wrote a fantastic script for us to play with.
And with having Dan, that now made it a spaghetti Western. Yes, no.
Well, since it was shot in Austria, it's
Sorry.
a what, Ken?
Yeah, it's a Schnitzel Western.
I mean, so this was filmed during the
Lockdown.
the pause of the world throughout COVID.
Yeah.
That's right.
And is that why you had to end up in Austria?
It's part of the reason. Go ahead, Ken.
No, please.
So we were originally slated to shoot a road trip movie through Romania, actually. And we had locked down tax incentives in Romania. We had the whole thing set and ready to go. We had a script, we had a cast, we had crew. We were all lined up to do this. And then all of a sudden, boom, we get hit with a lockdown, right? So it became too complicated. It became too expensive. It became, too many cast members, too many locations, just too much moving around. And we had a meeting with our producer over in Europe, and we said, look, and just kidding around, we said this right at the end of our meeting after we had canceled everything and put it on hold. We were like, all right, we'll come back to it when this is over. We said to him, just out of the blue, you wouldn't happen to have an old Western town in Austria that we could shoot at? And he stops and looks, and the Austrians aren't known for their humor, by the way. And he said, I have one 15 minutes from my house. And we were like, what? Get out of town. The next day, he was giving us a video tour on an ATV. He was showing us this Western town, 15 minutes from his house, and the place looked phenomenal. So, we went over there, we scouted it. We said, yes, this could work. Dan adjusted the script to fit the location, and we were off and running.
It was, and that was the first thing that obviously in the film, as they're approaching the town, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, all right, so how much production had to go into the making of the set itself? And here you are telling me that the town was actually I don't know percentage wise, but was actually already
95.
really.
Yeah.
It was already just standing there, just waiting for you guys.
Yeah. So it was kind of an old kind of Disneyland ride. And apparently they're big fans of the Old West in
Okay.
Germany and in Austria. And so they had this kind of theme park that had shut down. How many years earlier, Ken?
13, I believe.
Years.
So,
So
yeah.
it had shut down 13 years earlier. And the guy that owned it, he had bought it some years prior to us working there and was living on set. And so, a lot of the stuff was functional, and they had put a lot of effort into fixing up, well, building showers there. There were already bathrooms, but we didn't have showers. They fixed up. There was a hotel on set, part of that, saloon thing had rooms,
Right.
and so the crew stayed there. Now they did do a lot of scenery stuff. So they repainted the signs. Is that right, Ken?
Yes.
Most of the signs.
Yep.
There, and then they did a lot of work inside the saloon, because literally that saloon was enormous. What you see in the saloon, think of it 10 times larger than that. Easy.
Wow.
So they literally blocked it off and made it a smaller section. They kind of built out the bank. The jail was there. The blacksmith place was there. The cabin that the woman lives in was there. So a lot of it was already there, but they did a really good job set dressing as well.
It worked beautifully.
Yeah.
It really did. I was really really impressed with it. At one point, and I mean this with no disrespect, when any movie approaches an empty town, I always go back to Mel Brooks with the toll booth.
Yeah. And the facades. And they,
yes, and that's it. Right.
yeah. Nope, that wasn't it. It was a real town.
No, that is amazing. So how hard was it getting through with COVID over there? Were there restrictions as strong as they were here?
Oh yeah. Oh
They
yeah.
were worse.
Yes, they were worse over there. They were doing stops on the street, police stops, and if you didn't have your information on the phone, your test results because you had to get them every couple of days.
Right.
If you didn't, they would fine you $800 US.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was pretty strict over there. Fortunately, they had COVID stations, every couple of miles on like corners and stuff. They had trailers set up. You'd get in a line with everybody else, and you would just go through the line, and it would take 15, 20 minutes. And then 15, 20 minutes later, you would have your results.
Yeah, it was that quick.
Yeah. And then you could go.
That's impressive. And I mean, to think, no offense to the US, they all thought we had it so bad over here.
Oh no. I mean, everything was closed except for the grocery stores. That was it. Everything else was shut down.
So how hard was it to obtain a crew?
They came from Romania?
Most of the crew came from Romania. We did have some people from Italy. We did have some other people from Austria, of course. And I think that was it. Romania, Austria, and
Poland? David's Polish?
Yes. Monica Nikolai was from Poland, I believe.
Now, I know that you guys work with a relatively tight crew when you were back home. There's a lot of regulars that you will use, obviously, that you're familiar with, that you enjoy their work and so forth. Were there names that you wanted to bring with that either couldn't or weren't allowed even to be? Because I was actually curious of how you guys actually made it over there, just because I know a lot of flights were grounded. No one was coming in or out during COVID.
We had to get permission. We had to get special invitation. It was basically a work invite as artists to come into the country.
Wow.
And so our producer that lives there in Austria, he got us all the permits to come in.
Gotcha.
No, I mean, there were certain people I would have loved to have brought in, but I have to tell you that a lot of the people that we used there were really, really good. I mean, the cinematographer, Gabriele, the Italian guy, did an amazing job.
I was going to mention that. Yes, he did.
Yeah. And the DP, Frederick, did a great job too. Mm-hmm. And so, we had some pretty good talent. There was some stuff that was lacking. I mean, Ken and I won't tell you about, how bad focus was on every shot, but the sound guy did a great job. We really can't complain. The crew was great. I
Oh, that's
really
awesome.
liked, and they were fun. They were a little hesitant when we first got there,
Right.
because the outsiders coming in, and I think they thought that we would be treated differently than everybody else on set, and
Right.
we weren't. And after day two, we were all having a great time with each other, and
Oh, that's good. That's
seemed
good.
to like at least me and Ken a lot.
So, so
Yeah.
how long did it take for filming from start to finish then?
Ken, you were there for 5 weeks, right?
Yeah, I was there for 5 weeks, so a little over 30 days. So
Yeah, I was there for 4. Yeah.
yeah.
So if not for COVID, I know this has been a long time coming.
Hmm.
If not for COVID, how do you think the product itself, the final product where we are, the three of us sitting here talking about this evening, do you think it would have happened a year ago, 2 years ago, perhaps even? Or do you think that we're still, right on track still from where you guys wanted to be?
No, we were way off track from where we wanted to be.
Yeah, way off track. Years
Yeah.
off track.
Yeah. So we actually wanted to have this thing done 3 years ago and out.
Wow.
So we had some things that didn't go the way we expected. Post-production things that were a bit of a nuisance, so to say the least.
Nuisance is a polite word for nightmare.
Yes. So we had some things go sideways, and we had to deal with those things, and it took a while to get through those things, but we did, and we persevered, and we put together a pretty good film, I think. I mean, we've won awards at film festivals. Best feature, Creature Feature Weekend, best horror film at Garden State. So
Tombstone Film Festival.
Yes,
which was one of my
Tombstone.
favorites.
Yep. That was an amazing one. And that was amazing because it was a Western crowd. It wasn't the horror crowd.
Right.
So we have a horror fan base, and they wanted to see it because of the horror aspect. But we went to a Western film festival, and those people really enjoyed the film. And that, to me, it says a lot about the film we made.
Sure.
It really, because you always worry about the details, right?
Right.
And now you're dealing with people that live this day in and day out.
Right.
And so, we didn't know how they're going to react to this. Is it good? Is it going to be urban cowboy shit, or is it going to come off as something acceptable for them? And it was even more than that. We won the best film. They loved it. Everybody there loved it.
Well, that's what
They thought it felt realistic.
Yes.
Very much so.
That's what I really wanted to commend you guys on. Obviously the town itself was I know it was freestanding, but it was perfect. It was beautiful. So you've got set design. Your wardrobe was amazing.
Thank you.
It really, really was. I mean, Ken,
we took care of that.
Your getup to me was just spot on.
Yes, we did our own wardrobe. Actually, we chose our own stuff. I had the costume designer from the family Western I did, from Bill Tillman and the Outlaws. I had her put together my costume for me. She tailored it for me. She ordered everything. They set me up. The hat I'm wearing is her husband's hat that they loaned me. And they actually gifted it to me after the shoot, which was kind of nice. But they did an excellent job. I was a little concerned when we got there because the costume designer we had on set, or the person in charge of the wardrobe, had not really done it on a film before. She had done it in theater and things like that. And, but she hadn't done it before. And this is her first film. And she did a stellar job. She did a really good job keeping things in order. And she managed very nicely, which was kind of cool.
No, that's awesome. And then seeing Dan with the long hair, I'm sorry, I still got a kick out of that.
That was my COVID hair, man.
Yeah. Well, so that was all you?
Oh, that's my hair. Yeah.
That was a wig. Don't let him lie. It was a wig.
That was my hair, brother. I'll show you the outtakes. Yeah, that was my hair.
That was his hair. All right. Yeah. He would blow it dry every day.
Yeah.
Walking around, whispering it in the wind.
Yeah. I'm just jealous because I got no hair.
It would not have been worth blow dry because we had to get it dirty every day.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know about you, Ken, but there were some days I was like, screw it, I'm not even taking a shower. You know,
I smelled you.
in 10 hours from now,
Yeah.
they're gonna muck me up again.
I knew.
Today, I'm just taking it easy.
I knew you came out and I was like, oh man, it smells like an old dirty Italian again.
That's true.
Smells like tomato sauce and garlic.
Oh, if only the
With a
food
hit of
was that
cigarettes
good,
and coffee.
you know? Yeah, it probably smelled a lot like cigarettes and coffee.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, one of your first, or maybe it was one of the first local, when I say local, I'll say East Coast, film festivals that the film had been shown in was, I want to say somewhere in New Jersey.
Yeah, Garden State Film Festival.
Yeah.
Because I remember it was a real big to-do because it was finally here. The days were finally coming.
Yep.
Film can finally be out there and finally be seen. Wow. That's right. I had kind of forgotten about that.
Yeah, the Garden State Film Festival, they've been great to us. All three of the feature films we've done, screened there, and they enjoy they enjoy screening our films, and we love everything they do for us, all the promotion they give us, and it's just a great festival. If you ever get a chance to go, it's in Asbury Park, which is phenomenal. We've really built that town up. It's so nice now, and it's a great place to go to a film festival for a weekend. If you get a chance, you got to go.
Oh, I'd love to. Would absolutely love to. I haven't been to a film festival. Well, I'm sorry, about a year. Small local one, but nothing on the caliber that you're talking about. So what's next for the film then?
Well, we're doing a screening out in Boonesboro at Vanish Hall on October 4th. That is the last public screening is going to be before it gets released, and it's going to be released in December. And we do have some of the places it's going to be released, like Apple, iTunes, of course. It's going to be on Amazon, places like that, but they're adding more as we go. So we don't know them all just yet, but you'll be able to stream it and you'll be able to pre-order it through Apple, and it's going to be out in December. And we're really looking forward to this because it's been so long and so many good people worked on it. And we just want to get people to see their work and see what they did.
Well, I know that you two both have very versatile acting styles that you can approach. And obviously horror being the primary that I am familiar with. And within your films that I have seen, there's horror, obviously with a touch of humor added to it. And I wanted to commend both of you for the serious role that you guys actually did in A Town Called Purgatory, because that was my first, I would say, glance at you guys performing different style roles, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I like to think that everything I do has a little bit of humor in it. And I think you can see with the character, you got a couple of good laughs.
Sure, of course.
And I think that's necessary. But yeah, these, unlike some of the other individuals that we've played, these ones both had a lot of backstory, a lot of baggage.
I'll tell you, the story itself was very dark.
Yeah.
It really was. When you find out and realize why things have happened, that's pretty twisted. It really is when everything comes to surface, and I absolutely love that. I really did. And I'll tell you what, I don't want to give anything away, but that Skinwalker, that entire look was perfect. Absolutely,
thank you.
Absolutely perfect. I don't know who the actual designer of that was, but
it was kind of like we gave an idea, this is what it should look like, and then it kind of went back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really consensus, but we all kind of had the same idea,
right,
how it should look. Yeah.
So what's next on the agenda for you two gentlemen?
Dan?
Well, you might be happy to hear this if it happens, because it's always kind of, we're getting this film out the gate. we have written the script for The Night Watchman 2.
Yes. Yes.
And I'm happy to say that it's as stupid as the first one is.
Yes, it may be even dumber. I'm just saying, it might be even dumber.
But it's it's 8 years later, and it's basically an apocalyptic world at this point.
Let's go kill more dead people.
Yes, killing more dead people.
I love it.
The only thing I'll give away in it is it's 8 years later, and these three morons don't know it's 8 years later because they've been holed up in a man cave, living a life,
and they have no clue how long they've been there.
No clue.
So
are we? With that being said, are we bringing Jiggets back to it?
Of course.
Yes.
Of course. Kevin Jiggets, folks. I apologize. I did not mention him into a Town Called Purgatory. Neither did I mention Matt Servitto, co-starring as well as directing in it.
If you look at the poster behind Ken,
that beautiful poster right there, I love
that. Yes, the beautiful mocha colored MF is Jiggets right there.
Right there.
Yep.
Right there.
A sequel. God, I love that. Now, is that going to be, probably too early to already discuss. Folks, I was graced years ago to have met these two characters in Annapolis on set while they were filming. So it makes me ask, Ken, because you are a local Annapolis person, will you be filming it again in the surrounding areas?
That would be the ideal scenario, but we got to take a look at tax incentives, which state, will offer us the best deal, sure. where we can get the most bang for our buck. If it's here, great. We would love to do it here again. If not, Virginia is a possibility. New Jersey is a very good possibility. They have great tax incentives up there. So, it's going to be on the East Coast. I would love to have it here. It can't be in the same facility though, because it's a school now. And
is it? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think they'll appreciate us shooting a post-apocalyptic movie in a kid's school.
Never know.
For little kids. Yeah, that would be, you never know. Maybe they'll rent it out.
You got to teach them young. You got to teach them young nowadays.
Right.
So, oh my God, that's awesome. So how far along in the script are you by chance?
The script is done. The first draft is done, yeah.
Okay.
So the next step is to do a reading so we can actually hear it. And see what we need to change. We talked to a buddy of ours that came in on the last script to see when he gets a chance to take a look at it as well, and then we'll go from there. But the story is it's going to be what's written in there, and right. It's basically the hunt for Blimpo, because he disappears at the beginning of the first movie,
right,
or the end of the first movie, and so that's. It's kind of where we take off with the same shenanigans and stupid stuff that these guys are prone to do.
That was one comedy horror that I will honestly and proudly say I laughed out loud at. And that takes a lot for me to do. Honestly, when I laugh, I will let you know that I'm laughing. If it's just kind of stupid tongue-in-cheek crap that I'll see run of the mill, I'll kind of like, all right, I understand that was a joke. Moving on.
Yeah.
And I laughed out loud at that film. I had such a good time with it. It was phenomenal.
Well, you'd be happy to know as well that Ken and I are working on a comic book. And, we've got the first issue back. So I'm going through that right now and cleaning up the first issue. So it's going to be a comic book based on the movie, and it's 6 issues.
Okay.
So each issue is about 40 pages, standard comic book size. Mm-hmm. Take it from the stills of the movie, actually, and then convert it through a filter to give it that kind of comic book look. But it's straight out of the movie. But I had a friend of mine, she read it today, in fact, because I got the copy in yesterday. And she had seen the movie multiple times, and she was laughing just reading the comic. So even though she had seen the movie and laughed at the movie, she was again laughing at the comic. So, we're
Was she laughing at how funny you made me look in the comic? Because, I know I saw the comic, Dane. I saw what you did to me. I saw you made me look like I was 100 years old. It was terrible. It was.
And I de-aged you about 20 years in that comic.
Please. Not even close.
Maybe
you
10.
de-aged me 20 years. I still look like I'm 80.
And so
I can't do what the filter does. It does what it does. Yeah.
This is just a taste of what you guys are going to see in part 2. Trust me.
Oh,
it's already
Jesus.
beginning right here.
Is there going to be a part 2 now? Not after that comic book. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh my God.
That's it. I want to play Jiggett's role.
You got it. You got it.
That should actually happen.
I might.
I would like to see.
Hey, you don't know yet. Maybe it will. I'm looking forward to it. There's a lot of hoops we got to jump through still with the, we got to, of course, it all comes back to one major thing, and it all comes back to financing.
There it is.
So that's if you're watching this podcast or listening to it and you would like to fund a feature film, please contact us, Ken Arnold at kenarnold.com.
Hey, we'd be happy to put you in it as well.
That would be correct. So,
we need a lot of vampires.
Yes, we need a ton of them that we can kill because that's what we do. We kill dead people.
Oh, you got it, Johnny.
I would love to. Absolutely love to. I would be more than honored to have been a part of anything that you guys do. You know that. But with that being said, boys and girls, we are actually running a little bit low on time with the powers that be in Zoom. Town Called Purgatory. We can be looking for that sometime. I'm sorry.
December. Yep. Last screening. The last screening is going to be the last public screening, October 4th, out in Boonesboro, Maryland at Vanish Hall. You can get your tickets. Go to their website, vanishhall.com, I believe it is. And just go to their entertainment page. You'll see it there. Click on the link and get your tickets early. I think there's a little bit of a discount for early tickets. Prices will go up a little bit, but there's going to be Western themed food, drinks. There's going to be a DJ after party with country music.
Open bar.
Yes, and there's an open bar at the beginning, right prior to the screening. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Not to say that we want you to get drunk before the movie, because that's how you got to view it. But if you want to, go ahead.
Dan's a great actor. The more you drink, trust me. I'm just.
Oh yes,
it helps. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's true. Because I was really drunk a lot on the set of The Night Watchman and Purgatory and the Comedy of Horrors, because that's the only way you can handle this guy. You got to drink a lot.
Yeah, you should see my wife. Poor woman.
Yeah, she drinks a lot. Yeah. But she's a blast. I love her.
She's a funny drunk.
Is there any place if folks actually want to buy any merchandise from you guys?
They can follow us on Instagram. We put stuff up there all the time, and we announce the horror cons, because that's where we have our stuff. We sell it at the horror cons for the most part. We don't do any online sales really. Not yet, but we're working on it, since we got this comic book coming out soon, and we got some other things we're gonna start to put out there, especially if we do the Night Watchman 2.
So. Yeah, awesome. Boys and girls, thank you so much for joining us on the Witching Hour podcast. I have been so graciously joined with Ken Arnold and Dan Deluca, A Town Called Purgatory. Be looking for it coming up real soon. Please hit the subscribe button down below. Follow these guys on all social media platforms. And definitely get behind them and support their work, because it is one that they have made me a fan of all their projects. So definitely something to look forward to. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys soon.
Peace. Thank you.
Take care, brother.
Take care, guys. We'll see you soon.